Hi. Welcome to our show.
Well, hi, everybody!
Coming to you somewhat live and semi-weekly from the Quad M World headquarters located in Helena, scenic North Valley. It's the Quad M Show. Here are your hosts, TJ and Jason.
As always, I'd like to start off giving the thanks to the people who are giving us some love out there. Thank you out there in Clifton, New Jersey, Union City, California. Thanks, Derek. God, just, we know who you are.
Thank you.
Here at the home offices in Helena, Indianapolis, Indiana, stopping by. And, of course, thanks to the recent Wizard World Con, Portland is out there giving us a little look-see there. Yakima, Washington. Of course, our friends, the bots over there in China.
Knee howdy.
Knee howdy. oh, by the way, we were talking about the knee howdy t-shirt. As we're starting to fuck around with the thoughts of doing shirts, right. I got another great idea for a t-shirt.
Okay.
I'm not going to spill the beans here because I don't want anyone stealing it. I will tell you at the break. It is fucking hilarious.
Okay.
I thought about that. I thought about it when I was in Portland. Medford, Oregon, San Francisco, California, Seattle, Washington, Cleveland, Ohio, Dallas, Texas, Hendersonville, North Carolina, and what else we got here? Mill City, Oregon. Getting a lot of Oregonians. I think that's how you call them, right? Oregonians?
Sure.
Oregonutians?
I don't think it's Oregonutians.
I'm going to go with Oregonutians. I like that one better.
Oregonutians. I think we just made up a word.
Yes, we did. Welcome to the Quad M Lexicon.
Well, now it's a word because we said it.
That's goddamn rights it is. Some folks out there in the UK, Virginia here in the US of A, New York. So there you go. All of those folks giving us the love, giving us the props, stopping by and saying hi.
Knee howdy.
Knee howdy. All right. Well, obviously I've got a whole weekend's worth of shit that I can fucking tell you about. So let's start off with you, Mr. Man. How was your week?
Boring and uneventful. Uneventful. Yep. Saving it all up for tomorrow.
What's going on tomorrow?
Tomorrow is my buddy's 43rd birthday, so it's going to be a day of guns and fishing and stuff like that.
Explosions, blowing stuff up and catching stuff.
Getting outside the fence and doing some infidel shit.
Goddamn rights it is. Have you guys, you and your posse talked at all about starting up the airsoft for the year?
We are really, really wanting to.
Since nothing's burning yet.
And there's only like fucking 3 of us that want to play anymore, so we've got...
Really?
Yeah, so we got to figure out something to do. Either try and get some other teams from other towns to come in or go other places or something like that.
I'm kind of surprised guys are like not wanting to fucking do it anymore because it's, it seems like it's fucking, hitting even more so than it has like the last couple of years when we've been talking, because now fucking, okay, you remember when you went to the Reno show as you were admiring all of the silverware that they were passing off as knives and swords?
Right, yeah.
Well, a lot of them are fucking selling airsoft equipment at the shows now too.
Right.
And it's fucking, it's catching on. Is it, is just because they're like too cool for school, or they're just not, they're just kind of done with it, or?
Well, how do I put this without being offensive? I can't. They're fucking lazy.
Okay, all right. I don't give a shit who gets offended anymore. I don't care anymore. As far as you want to get offended, get fucking offended. I don't care.
And yeah, but I guarantee that shit you saw at the Comic-Con was shit gear.
Shit gear.
Shit gear. Yeah.
Otacon, it's shit gear.
Yeah.
Poop snake. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I really want to fucking shoot somebody. I haven't made anybody do the ouchie dance in a long time.
Well, here's hoping. Make sure to keep us abreast of the situation, because I miss the weekly airsoft updates. So we can talk to old Ranger Smith again.
This year I want to try to get into the role of the sniper. I think that'd be fun.
You have snipers in Airsoft, do you?
Yeah.
Really? Dude, I'm oblivious to the shit. I thought it was just all run and gun. I didn't know you actually can have guys sitting out there going, two clicks to the west, the feather's blowing this way. All right, I got her lined up.
This winter we've been using Google Maps and whatnot to basically map out a grid coordinates and grid system for our play area up there.
Okay.
And we usually use those little small radios to communicate with each other and whatnot and stuff like that. And we've this past winter our little we had a little area set up there with some like spots to sit down and some shade, and that got just natural shit. It just fell and whatnot.
Right.
So we got to go rebuild that and whatnot because we didn't. It was basically like a lean-to with some log seats, and we didn't. Everything was just basically leaned up on stuff. We didn't tie anything down. We didn't screw anything together. Nothing like that. Because as soon as you do that, then you're kind of like bordering on construction on
federal property.
Yeah, right. Type of stuff.
Hey, where's your permit, fellas?
Kind of, yeah. But, you just fucking lay down some logs and lean up some trees to make some shade. You're not.
Right. Yeah.
Well, looks like they ain't doing much worse than what the beavers do. Carry on, fellas.
I'm going to have to go back and listen to some old episodes so I can reacquaint myself with the Ranger Smith voice.
No, you don't need to do that.
Well, I do, for me. I gotta irk you somehow. Oh well, the weekdays because we've been out for we didn't do a show last week.
Yeah, because you were over in that Comic-Con thing doing stuff.
Yeah, went over to Tree Hugger Central out there in Portland, Oregon. And
those Oregonosians.
The Oregonosians. And God, I mean, okay. First off, I want to say, number one, thank you to Wizard World for as always running an excellent show. The show in and of itself, I have to admit, wasn't one of the great ones. It was just kind of a really weird show. It was a weird vibe, kind of all the way around. Starting off, the drive out there was a fucking nightmare because the day that I was leaving home sweet home of Helena, big, huge, fucking fat-ass snowflakes are just coming down. I think within an hour, there was already like fucking 2 inches on the ground. I mean, it was insane.
Yep.
And as I leave here, now for you kids that don't live in the area, I'll do my best to try to subscribe. The folks that do kind of know how the area between Helena and Missoula is, you'll understand what I'm talking about here. But I took the course of Highway 12 to go up McDonald Pass and then come down the pass, go through Missoula, and then just head west through the, do you call that a panhandle or is that a stovepipe of Idaho? The little skinny bit that sticks up between Montana and Washington.
It could be a panhandle.
Yeah, I guess if the pan was upright.
Sure, if you're hanging it from a pan rack.
Why not? Sure, let's go with that. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Or we'll call it the Aryan handle.
The antenna. the Idaho's antenna. That's what we'll refer to it as. But in the time from when I left here, by the time I hit McDonald Pass, there were already semis off to the side chaining up. There were a couple cars that had already swerved and fucking hit the burrow pits on either on the side where they weren't going to be falling off a cliff. Okay, and it was really fucking sketchy driving.
I bet.
And so it was kind of slow down, white knuckle all the way up. By the time I got to the base of the pass on the other side, it was damp from rain. Clear as a fucking bell the rest of the goddamn way. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. But then, but it was rainy, intermittent rain showers. Nothing that was really heavy that made me have to pull off to the side or anything. But it was a very overcast, gray, drizzly drive. Which, for me and my photophobia, was wonderful.
I bet. Yeah,
You know,
it's going to be. You don't have the sun in your eyes. Why are you complaining, man?
My
Jeez.
sensitivity to bright light was fantastic. What's that? Got to hit the windshield wiper a couple times. That's great. But it was funny. When I was at the show, there was a group of like 5 or 6 guys that were actually from Helena.
Really?
I'm sitting there at the booth, and the guy to my left, I can't remember his last name. His first name was Jay, and he was selling his book, Fateless is what it was. The way he describes the book as like a modern day retelling of Dante's Inferno. And again, my books have to have pictures in them, so I didn't really check it out too much. But it sounds like a really engaging storyline, and his stuff. He was able to sell all the shit that he had with him.
Right on.
So that's fucking A. But he was sitting there talking to these guys, and I'm over here fiddle fucking around doing whatever. And he goes, "Hey, TJ," and I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" He goes, "These guys are from Helena." I was like, "Really?" And then fucking, and I mean, didn't fucking know each other. I was like, "Yeah, well, I think I know you from somewhere." I'm like, "Dude, unless you've lowered yourself to go to the fucking bars I go to, that's the only way you're gonna fucking know me, buddy. Because other than that, I'm a fucking hermit." But they thought I was just from there originally. They didn't realize I was actually from there, driving back and forth. And I said, "Well, tell them about the fucking nightmare of driving over McDonald Pass there." And that's when they realized, they're like, "Oh yeah." And I guess they had left like at 1:00 that morning, and they ended up having to pull off to the side of the road in Idaho because the rain and the wind was just so fucking insane that the actual rain and wind was making them fucking veer off course.
Right.
So it was a treacherous drive for all involved going to the show if you were coming from Montucky. But yeah, I mean, getting down there was about a 12-hour drive, a couple stops for gas. Really wasn't all that big, too bad of a situation. It was weird. It was the first time showing up in a town at 2 or 3 in the morning where there was still like decent traffic. That I had to sit there and actually be on guard, making sure who's coming from where. Every other city, fucking Seattle, Spokane, Chicago, Minneapolis. I mean, all these major cities never had that. It's always been like fucking dead. Like literally Walking Dead, And Portland, I guess Portland is truly the city of 24 hours. That's all I'll say there. But, so I roll in and all that. And, the next day I go down and do the official check-in because I had talked to the gal beforehand. She said, in her, I guess, some type of Middle Eastern accent, no, you go ahead and just we'll leave the key under the mat for you. Like, I don't know that I'd be telling too many people you're going to fucking do that, but okay. And you just come down in the morning and do the official check-in at that point. I'm like, okay, great, cool. And I fucking put my key in the deal and I open it. And now I know you haven't been on Facebook a whole bunch. I swore I saw you on there the other day in the little like messenger or something or other.
Maybe sometimes when I'm like browsing Reddit or something, some links will go to Facebook.
Oh,
type of deal.
See, there you go. Okay.
Yeah. Then I like I don't have Messenger or anything like that installed on my devices. So when someone sends me a message, I also get an email from Facebook.
Right.
So then I've got to like fucking click on the link, reinstall Messenger, look at the message. Don't fucking message me on Facebook. And then
this is where your messages come to die.
Right.
But anyways, no, because the reason I say it, because I had posted, I was blown away. Like, the size of the hotel room was about average, right? And it was actually bigger than what it looked like on the outside. From the outside, it looks like one of them fucking sketchy flea bag motels, kind of like the one I stayed at when I was in Seattle.
Awesome.
Like a true dive. I go in, the fucking room is, relatively huge compared to a lot of hotels I've been at. The bed was fucking ginormous. Like, it wasn't California King. I don't know what is considered bigger than a California King. It was bigger than a California King. Oh, you dude, 3 nights of me just fucking crossways splayed out. Just, it was amazing.
Awesome.
The drawback to it, however, the fucking toilet and I guess you could call it a bathroom. It had a toilet, a sink, and a shower. Was like a broom closet. Like I go to sit down to take a shit, and my knees are actually scraping the wall in front of me. Okay, so yeah, it's not yeah. For anyone taller than me, which is going to be like 6 foot and taller, probably going to have to ride that sumbitch side saddle.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's great. But so then, as I leave for the show the next day, because they're allowing everybody in at 9:00 to go ahead and load up. And here's one of the things I found to be ridiculous. They'll let us load in, set up at 9:00, have an exhibitor meeting, a show meeting with all the vendors at noon, and then everything opens up at 4. And I was like, motherfucker. Okay, it takes me, depending, less than an hour to set up my booth. And the majority of that time is being setting up my grid panel cubes for holding the shirts. Okay, yeah, you've been to worked in NagaCon with me where I had the cubes in place. And so really that's the thing that takes the longest. Everything else is just boom, boom, click, click, and there you go. So I get in there about 9:30, 10 o'clock, and my hotel room was like maybe 2 miles away from the convention center. And this comes into play a little bit later regarding public transportation. So we get all the shit set up. So then I'm sitting there for a fucking hour and a half waiting for this fucking vendor meeting to take place. So then I walk over to go do the vendor meeting thing, and that's when I see our good buddy, friend of the show, Chris McClanahan. So immediately, come up, fucking shake hands, get the big hug, and we're having our little side meeting while all this shit's going on. Pro tip, kids, you've been to one of these fucking things, you've been to all of them, So it's just, they go through the fucking rigmarole. We end up fucking walking away from the meeting, which like a shit ton of the fucking people don't even go to these things anyways. It's mostly your newer ones that want to get in on the stuff, or they've got something to bitch about. One of the two. And so, we go off and do our little shenanigans. But then it's a matter of the fucking show don't open until 4. So it's like, fuck, twiddling thumbs, so we kind of make the looky-loo loop around, see what's up and who's where and doing that. Now for the show itself. By and large, it was a great show. They had a great turnout, but it was a very weird crowd. And when I say a weird crowd, like the last time when we were there in doing the Portland show like 2 years ago, it was fucking gangbusters and everybody stopping at every booth. Fuck, we had damn near 100 individual sales, and it was just, fuck. We went by the time Jesse and I had left Friday and Saturday, like both nights, we're fucking drained. We're dead from just go. This time around, it was very much like, at least the Artist Alley section, it was very much just kind of like the leisurely walk through a fucking state fair art exhibit. And trying to make the eye contact and draw people in and bring them in. It wasn't clicking. There were sales and did okay, but it wasn't as great as I had anticipated the crowd being. And I don't know if that's just an economy thing, if that's a Portland economy thing, or if it's just people are just becoming a little more, it's the cycle. I really don't know where it would have stemmed from. And I say that, a lot of people say, oh, well, that's just you. No, it's not just me. Talking to, other people like Chris, and as we're sitting there talking, he's like, yeah, we had a great day. We had a great weekend, but nobody was buying any of the nerdy shit. Nobody was buying the goofy nerdy soaps. Nobody was buying B is for Boomstick. Nobody was buying anything nerd related. They were all buying the more serious type stuff, like his new beer soaps and all this type of stuff. It was just it was a really weird crowd. And the guy next to me, he had himself an actual literature book. And, he managed to sell all 50 of his copies that he had brought in. And, but here again, it wasn't like it was uber, nerd superhero type stuff. So I don't know. You know, and I could sit there and say, well, he had 50 sales. We were pretty much, in the same boat as far as the 50 sales type thing goes. Thank God I've got combos. Because that's I could have 50 sales, but only make $150 off of $3, first issues. So thank God for combos, to help, drive them price points up and, generate a little more income there. But the one thing that I found out too was the guy at the hotel was telling me about, there's the train platform is like 2 blocks down. You just go ahead and go there. It's like $250, and it's like $250 for a day. For a full day pass, right? And it's just, I love to say that I'm apolitical, but goddamn, it just seems I always have to fucking rag on the lefties on this one. I don't know why I always have to go this route.
Okay.
But nobody fucking pays for a ticket. I think I was the only person in the last 20 years that actually paid for their transportation ticket. Because when we were packing up and we were leaving the show and all this, I was talking to a guy who was, running a artist alley table. Well, he's actually works in the fucking Oregon Transportation Department as a driver and all this type of shit. And he's like, yeah, they won't fucking prosecute. They won't do shit. Because all of a sudden, because I don't know if this was something that went to court or something that just popped up and circulated this way. We can't prosecute those people that won't fucking buy a ticket because it's public transportation, and if we were to prosecute somebody wanting to ride public transportation, well, then we're being discriminatory.
Say what?
And it becomes a whole fucking mess. I go, seriously? Like, yeah, I don't even want to get started on this shit. I'm like, really?
Wow.
Yeah. They'll say, it's kind of like one of those, give a penny, take a penny type fucking deals, honor system. There's nobody there. Like when I was in,
there's no one checking tickets. There's no automated system for checking tickets or anything like that.
No. It's just open the door, you walk in. There's the fucking kiosk to buy your ticket, which I did.
Right.
But there is nobody at the station to check. There are no turnstiles to get into the fucking train. It's just train pulls up, doors open, you walk in. There's no porters. Everything on there is fucking electronically run. I don't know if up in the front, because I was always kind of further in the back, but I don't know if there's actually a conductor up on the front keeping shit going. I have no idea. Yeah, there was nobody there other than the fucking, mindless, the zombies that were just had their fucking their earbuds in and were just ignoring everything else around them, because that's what you do in a big city to keep from getting shot or panhandled. Don't make eye contact. Don't say hello.
Hello, friends. I'm Jim Nance.
Those are your rules. But yeah, and it was weird, because when we would take the BART in going from San Francisco to Oakland, the Bay Area Rapid Transit System, you got your fucking ticket, then you had to go through the fucking turnstiles. I mean, there was checks and balances, or here, no, just pop on the train. We won't persecute you because, well, then we'd be discriminatory against people who can't afford a ticket. What the fuck? It's no wonder your goddamn taxes are outrageous having to make up for this shit, man. Huh. It's like we were talking earlier. I hearken for the days when you could give a fucking stern look and a finger wag, and all of a sudden, you weren't hurting someone's feelings and being prosecuted for fucking telling people to get their shit straight. Fuck. But in closing, there are a couple people I do want to thank for the Portland experience. First thing, a good friend of the show and a buddy of mine on Facebook, actor Michael Greenwood. You may have seen him lurking around in the background on series like Grimm and Portlandia and The Librarians, because there's like an acting hotbed out there in the Portland area. And so he's been on a lot of, like Grimm was on NBC. I mean, it was a kind of a big to-do. And like a couple years ago, we were just bullshitting back and forth on the old Facebook Messenger, talking about 80s cartoons. And I, told him, I'll fucking, do a He-Man print for you at some point. Okay, cool. Well, fast forward a couple years later, and then finally it's like, okay, I'm going back to Portland. Maybe I should get that fucking print done for him that I had promised. So I let him know. He says, hey, make sure to stop out there. and him and his sister, and I believe it was his uncle, had all come to the booth, and I was finally able to see him face to face for the first time in a couple of years, and shot the shit for a little bit, and I don't think he actually listens to the show on a religious basis, but his sister's pretty fucking hot. Gotta say, there's some quality genetics going on in that Greenwood family.
There you go.
So good on you, kids. And again, thanks for swinging by, stopping by. It's nice to actually finally meet an internet friend who's not some kind of crazy ass douchebag. And I hope you enjoy the He-Man print the He-Man artwork that I provided. Second guy that I do want to thank is an old high school buddy of mine, Jason Maurer, who moved out there like 15 years ago or so, and he had seen all the various postings of the show that I had been doing, and so he connected with me, and we ended up hooking up on Saturday night and went out and about to a couple various clubs. Apparently there was a tiki bar that was right kitty corner from my hotel, and we hop out there, and the main big huge reason I want to thank him is because I told him, I says, dude, I am like on a fucking strict budget, as in like if we go to a fucking restaurant, I'm ordering a hot bowl of water and pouring ketchup in it and having tomato soup. That's the level of budget that I'm on for the show. He's like, don't you worry about it. This is on my dime. I'm like, dude, okay, all right, cool. If it's on your dime, all right. I'm not
Steak.
So we go to this fucking tiki bar, and I'm looking at the list of the fucking drinks, right? And of course, all of them are fucking $8 to $10, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is why I go to my little fucking hole in the wall shit and things. But okay, it's once again not my dime. So look at these, and they got the Cobra Commander is one of theirs, and it's like some some rum based thing with mango and pineapple and just, different types of things. I'm like, let's go ahead and try the Cobra Commander. Found out why they call it the Cobra Commander. Oh, you take a slurp of that. Destro! Oh, God, Joe must pay. I mean, it just, you're talking out the pucker. I mean, he was like, Cobra! Yeah, it was pretty vicious.
Awesome.
And so, hung out there. And then we went to the next stop that he took me to was this place called McMillan's. I believe, if I remember correctly, it was called McMillan's. And there's a bunch of these that are lined up throughout the greater Portland area. And it's really fucking cool what they do. What they do is they take like old, like county, state, or federal buildings, right?
Okay.
They don't change any of the aesthetics of the buildings.
Okay.
But what they do is they convert the rooms into tap rooms, hotels, movie theaters, all these various whatnots and to-dos, right? So we go into this fucking building. It used to be a high school. So you walk in and fucking lockers are still up in place. You got the fucking thing nurses station here, and all that type of shit. But you go into the rooms and they're fucking bars.
Oh, wow.
They're like I said, hotels. Like I don't know if I didn't get into the hotel part of it to see how they converted anything in that area. But yeah, like all of the fucking classrooms are movie theaters, tap rooms, taverns. It's fucking insane.
Weird.
And you get halfway schwacked into the fucking night. You want to talk about how the level of impossibility of trying to fucking find your way back. Well, try to find your way outside to have a smoke, and then try to find your way back. Oh, forget it. It's yeah. I came around like one corner. I'm like, fuck. I don't know where. There was like this statue of two things with a gong in the middle. I'm looking for the gong and I can't find the fucking gong. Fuck it, there's an exit. I'll just go out this way. Yeah, but it's a fucking trip. And I'm like, that's a way to fucking, talk about recycling. That's how you recycle a building right there.
Fuck yeah, let's turn the Capitol into a strip bar.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there.
Yeah.
And speaking of strip bars, that's how we ended the night. Of course, you have to sit right up there at the rail and here in Montana, we kind of, we give the dollar bills to the ones who've earned it. And you give that dollar bill out, you expect that there's going to be a little bit of a private presentation for you.
Uh-huh.
Not in Portland.
Oh.
Apparently, no. The denomination has to be much bigger than Mr. Washington. in order to get boobies in your face.
Oh,
And they will actually come up to you. The fucking strippers will call you out if you're not putting a fucking dollar on every dance. There was the fucking bouncer goes up, you got a tip every dance. I'm like, oh fuck, okay, cool. And I'm like, shit, this is a way to fucking do it. We're heading and we're getting ready to fucking head out. My buddy decides he's gonna fucking he just goes to the stripper and says, I'm sorry about my friend. He's from Montana. He doesn't know any better. I'm like, dude.
awesome.
Yeah, totally fucking rolled me. But in closing, I want to say thanks for just it was an awesome, fantastic, fun night. And he told me, because he's a musician, and he's got a fun project he kind of wanted to pick my brain on a little. I'll tell you about it a little bit during the break too, because he doesn't want me to say anything about it until it actually happens. When it goes through, I will tell you this. Not only will it probably be my pick for the week, it's probably going to end up being my pick for like the month. This is such a way out fucking awesome idea, and I hope he's able to go through with it. And I hope he fucking posts it up on YouTube when it goes. It's going to be outstanding when it takes place. But other than that, and then of course the fucking 15-hour drive back, because Sunday comes about, we slog through Sunday, and then I leave the convention center basically after the show, get the rig, drive back to the convention center, pack up, load up, bullshit with Chris for a little bit, and then just straight on the road. And yeah, I came home. Let's see, I woke up after about 3 to 4 hours of sleep because of partying with my buddy Jason. Then working the fucking show. then it was another 15-hour drive. And 15 hours for that should only take you like 10. Yeah, dude, you try doing it fucking like toothpicks in your eyeballs. My average speed was like 45 miles an hour.
TJ drives like old people.
No, dude, no. I mean, when it's like decent out, no, I'm in the 75 to 80 like I should be. This I could not, because my reaction time, dude. Like I said, I should somewhere around Idaho. I should have fucking pulled off and went to a fucking hotel and stayed the night. I really should have, but instead I made the entire trek with a couple of stops for fucking high extreme caffeinated coffee. Made it back to Helen at about 10 a.m. on Monday, and my sleep schedule has been fucking trashed ever since.
Well, good for you.
Yeah. Yay me.
Yay you.
Yay me. All right. Well, let's go ahead here. Unless there's anything else we need to talk about. We have gone extremely over on the first break, but
No, I think you fucking yammered your jaw enough.
yeah, there's going to be some editing. There's going to be some editing on this one. Told all there could be about Portland. All right. Well, we'll go ahead. Let's take our first break. We'll come back with some FGS and a couple of hot takes. Squad M Show, kids. Stay tuned.
Have you checked out QuadMProductions.com lately? QuadMProductions.com is your direct access hookup to order the Enigma comic book series and download the Quad M Show podcast. Check the appearances page for upcoming events and contact us with any questions or comments. Don't be the only lonely soul who's missing out on all the fun. Visit us today at QuadMProductions.com. That's QuadMProductions.com. You're listening to the Quad M Show. Segment 2.
Welcome back to the second segment of this here Quad M Show. Again, we are your hosts. I am TJ.
And Jason.
Welcome back to the show.
And this segment, as always, is brought to you in part by Mirror Salon and Spa. Now, I know you kids are out there and you're seeing those pics online and you're saying to yourselves, damn, how does TJ get that awesome hair? Well, kids, a very small part of it's genetics. The big credit, however, goes to Shauna and all the fine folks over there at Mirror. If you're in the Helena area, get your reservations in today for all of your hair, nail, or spa needs. Walk-ins are always welcome. You go in there, you tell them Quad M sent you, get $5 off any service they provide. Get on in there. What are you waiting for? Give them a call today, 406-603-0644, or stop on in at 2043 North Last Chance Gulch in Helena. That is Mirror Mirror Salon and a Spa. Spa.
Wait.
Oh, wait, what?
Wait. Let's re-record Spa.
Oh, with the voice effects thing?
Yeah.
Which voice do we want to use?
Spa.
Okay, yeah, okay.
You're not hearing it in headphones?
No, not really. Which...
We're rebooting.
Okay. Oh, no. You know what doesn't need to reboot?
Fred G. Sanford.
The Fred G. Sanford Award for Excellence.
The only thing Fred G. Sanford is going to do is reboot his boot up your ass.
That's right.
Moron.
You're a moron.
Idiot.
Idiot.
Dullard.
You're always this stupid. Did you take lessons?
The FGS Award for Excellence in Stupidity.
Dummy.
Well, this little story here. Oh, Jason, Birte, we haven't visited our friends in Florida in a while.
Because it's too easy pickings.
Well, let's go ahead and get some of that low-hanging fruit, shall we?
Well, you know, sometimes you got to reach for the low-hanging fruit.
Sometimes you just don't want to stretch. You just want to pluck and feed.
Or just pick it up off the ground. I mean,
10-second rule.
right?
A Florida man ended up in jail after his dashboard camera showed police more than he had intended. Xavier Moran, age 25, was involved in a... you went the same way I did. Yep. It runs in the family. Was involved in a car crash on April 5th when he told a sheriff's deputy he had been cut off by another vehicle and could prove it with his dashboard camera, according to the Palm Beach Post. He then signed a consent waiver to allow the police and law officials to search through the camera. But when the Palm Beach County Sheriff's deputy reviewed the footage, they saw Moran burglarizing a beauty parlor earlier in the day.
You big dummy.
Authorities say the video showed Moran parking outside of Sally's Beauty Supply store, taking a baseball bat from the trunk and using it to break the glass door to the store. He then allegedly used the bat to try and break into the store's safe. It's unclear whether he was successful in that.
I doubt it.
Well, it's Florida. He was arrested on burglary charges. Records don't list a lawyer. Records also show that he was arrested 3 days earlier for allegedly threatening to shoot his brother with an assault rifle and a pistol.
Well, no shit.
The incident happened at their parents' house in Royal Palm Beach, where they both live. Moran also allegedly pointed a gun at his father during the exchange. When officers arrested him, he tried to escape while in handcuffs, according to the police report. He faces charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and 1 count each of battery, resisting an officer without violence, and escape in the incident. He was released from jail under court-ordered supervision 2 days before his second arrest.
See, it's got to be because, like, NASA is there in Florida, too, Cape Canaveral and stuff. It's like, it's too much smart in one area, and it has literally sucked all the smart into that. It's like a black hole of smart. It just sucks it all in. And all that's left on the outside is, like, this, like, you know, we've all seen Interstellar. It's that weird-looking, funky shit. And then, bam, we got Florida.
It's a smart vacuum. The Bermuda Triangle of Intelligence is located at Cape Canaveral.
Right. Yeah.
The cosmos needs balancing. You're too smart. Think tank too smart.
Right? That explains why Texas is kind of weird, too, because they've got Houston is where the command is.
Well, sure. But, you know, Houston, but, you know, the thing is, Texas might be a little goofy, but at least they got their shit together where it counts.
Indeed.
You know, I'll give Texas credit where it's due.
Their goofy works for Texas.
Exactly. They're goofy is a good template.
Texas has always been kind of the, well, fuck you. We're going to do this anyway.
Fuck
type
you,
of
we're
place.
Texas.
Yeah, basically. I mean, gotta admire that.
Oh, to you, Xavier Moran, congratulations. You are this week's winner of the Fred G. Sanford Award for Excellence in Stupidity.
You dummy.
Oh, it's probably the first time that guy's been called a winner.
Oh, the family. Let's get us some hot takes, good sir.
News and notes from all four corners of the pop culture world.
And the sign gotta stay hot. You gotta stay hot. You gotta stay hot.
It's time for some hot takes.
This first item up for bid on the old hot takes.
Up for bid. All right.
This is a story I found out about whilst I was in Portland. I have no idea why I happened upon it, but I did, and I've been keeping an eye on it. And as we are recording this on Friday, April the 20th, we are just hours from a major turning event in this story as well. So, granted, by the time this posts on Monday, it's going to be old news, but as we're talking about it, it's fresh and relatively lukewarm off the presses.
Ooh.
Yeah. You remember Smallville?
Right.
And you remember how I had a crush on Chloe?
Chloe. Right.
Yeah, you remember Chloe?
Yeah.
Actress Allison Mack? Well, she was arrested about 6 hours ago in regards to a sex cult that she was one of the head honchos in.
Down, down, down.
I knew it.
Yeah, sex cult, baby.
I knew it. I knew that bitch was DTF the whole time.
I would have loved to have been in that cult. News reporting here as I'm reading verbatim off the AP press here. An actress from the television series Smallville was charged on Friday with sex trafficking for her involvement in an organization promoting itself as a self-help group for women that forced its members to have sex with its leader, federal prosecutors have said. The actress, Allison Mack, age 35, helped gain recruits for what was purported to be a mentorship group, but instead exploited its followers who were branded with a symbol containing the initials of the organization's leader. Yeah, I was seeing pictures about that shit, and like right here, like on the pelvic bone, you know, where you'd see chicks like maybe have the Playboy bunny, or you know when they're doing the tattooing and stuff, they'd have they fucking were branding people, like branding the women with this fucking symbol that looked like a combination of the dude's initials and Allison Mack's initials, if you fucking look at it. Ms. Mack participated in the group known as NXIVM. The authorities say the organization near Albany, New York, was led by Keith Rainier, age 57, and he was arrested in March. And this is where I had initially seen the news reports on this, was that he was arrested in March, and like her and another actress, chick from Battlestar Galactica, Nikki Klein. You watched the newer version of Battlestar Galactica, right?
I watched a little bit of it, yeah.
Yeah. Nikki Klein and Grace Park was another gal who was kind of involved with that, and so was Kristen Cruick. Lana Lang, she was kind of involved in the group a little bit there too. But Grace Park and Lana Lang, they both like left before all this shit started going down, so they were able to kind of keep themselves at arm's distance. They're not going to get arrested. They might get called in to testify, maybe as like eyewitnesses for shit. But
I remember watching Smallville and counting how many times that bitch got knocked down like per episode.
Fucking old concussed Cruick, yeah.
Right? Oh man,
it's no wonder she never knew she was fucking Clark Kent. She
right?
She got rattled. She got rattled to stupid is what she did.
Yeah.
But let's see here. Yeah, he was arrested in Mexico on the sex trafficking charges, and the whole thing was videotaped. I saw the video on YouTube, and you had like fucking that Nikki Klein, the Battlestar Galactica chick, was filming it, and there's fucking Allison Mack running around going, "What's going on? What's going on? What the hell?" And they're putting him in the fucking cop car, and they drive off, and old Chloe turns around and goes, "Come on, we're following them." And that's what kind of when the video cuts off is when they're getting in the car to go follow the cops that arrested the fucking cult leader.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, it's some crazy shit that was going on with this thing. But then, let's see here. The group has denied that it's a cult, but former members have said that Rainier demanded obedience from his followers and referred to himself and made them refer to him as the Vanguard. Wow. Rainier created a secret society within NXIVM called the DOS, and that's really where the sex cult thing is this DOS deal. Like Nexium itself was kind of like a front organization for the self-help promotional, be a better empowered woman. And then if they really liked you, you were a member of the DOS, which was derived from a Latin phrase that loosely translated into Lord and Master of the Obedient Female Companions, or the Vow.
And it's made for a woman.
The DOS operated with women slaves, and they would do a bunch of shit like sleep deprivation, basically calling you at all fucking odds and hours, because since you're a slave, you have to do everything they fucking tell you, and how was it they fucking phrased it in this was, slaves were expected to recruit slaves of their own, thus becoming masters themselves, who in turn owed service not only to their own masters, but the masters above them. Let's see, Mack was one of the women who was on the level of the pyramid right below Rainier. Basically, she was like a mucky muck, but not like the super high mucky muck. She was like senior VP of the sex cult. Yeah, dude. Okay, here it is. Yeah, the slaves were often required to perform acts of care and pay tribute to their masters, including doing work and other tasks for which they were not compensated. That's kind of what slavery is, yeah. They also had to participate in readiness drills, which required them to respond to their masters any time of day or night, causing the sleep deprivation and all that, which here again, that's what cults love to do is, make them weak by depriving them of sleep and food and all that type of shit. And let's see, anything else on there? Yeah, she and old Chloe was arraigned on Friday afternoon, entered a plea of not guilty, and she was held without bail, with the bail hearing set for Monday. Sex cult Chloe.
Huh.
You realize I'm gonna go back now and watch fucking Smallville. My view on this is gonna be completely fucking changed. You want to see my wall of weird?
Yes. Show me your wall of weird. Come to Butthead.
Going from B-list TV actress to head of a sex cult. That's a step up in a person's career as far as I'm concerned.
Well, that's how you do it. Baby steps.
One slave at a time. This is a story I will keep abreast of because I want to see like footage from the trials. God, oh dude, if Court TV was still around, this would be awesome. Live footage of the fucking Smallville Chloe Sullivan sex cult trials.
Are you a Peter Pepper?
Well, speaking of which, let's get to the next set of topics for the old hot takes this week. Holy fuck, kids! Over the past couple of years, we've always ended the year with the tribute to those who have fallen, those we've lost over the year, and I know this year, I think me and Marty talked about it. We definitely got to condense it down because it tends to run just a wee bit long.
The celebrity death count?
Oh yeah. So I think we're gonna have to pare it down to maybe like 2 or 3 of the top celebrities for that month. This month's going to be fucking difficult because fuck, dude, in the last week, and as we were talking about, you even added another celebrity that I missed.
Right.
On this, but like fucking 6 celebrities died here within like a 5-day period. It was like,
that's how they do it, dude.
well, usually it's like it's the old game. Oh, they all come in 3s. Well, I guess
is 6?
6 is a multiple of 3. So
see, fucking science, motherfucker. Wait, that's better than science. That's math.
I was gonna say I missed that episode of Bill Nye. I'm sorry. That's. But yeah, so we'll just, I'll run down the list and kind of give the quick detail, but I think we already know who we're going to predominantly talk about and gloss about and who I'm going to be throwing in plenty of sound bites about because I've got a shit ton of sound bites that I continuously use on the show with him. But fucking the first one to start it off was old R. Lee Ermey, the gunnery sergeant.
Yep.
The man that we love and the man that we love so bad. From, I mean, it was funny. I was looking back on.
Did you check his? After he died, I knew he was in like several movies. I mean, he was even in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I went on his IMDb and it's like scroll.
Yeah.
He was in that. Scroll that one, and then
Well, I forgot that he was in Seven.
right.
He was like the fucking like chief, not the police chief, but the head honcho that fucking Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt would have to answer to. He was that you're a loose cannon, McGregor. He was that kind of guy. But yeah, I totally forgot that he was in that movie. Here again, because he's not in uniform, I guess.
And he's
yeah. But I mean, shit. There was that fucking. The first movie he was actually in was Apocalypse Now,
Helicopter pilot.
where he was a helicopter pilot.
Yep.
But of course, everyone's gonna fucking remember the big two that everybody will always remember and always focus on is Full Metal Jacket and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think. I mean, there was a lot of even going into his voice acting of stuff where he would do cameos and spot shit at like Toy Story or what was that? He was Toy Soldiers with the fucking he was anything military. If you needed a fucking military voice, he would
Arlie
fucking be the
Ermey.
guy.
Yep.
Yeah. But I mean, it was. I'm sitting there, I'm fucking looking. I'm like, Jesus Christ, he's only 5 years older than my dad.
Huh.
Because he died at the age of 74.
74. Yep.
Yeah, and my dad just turned 69. It's like, fuck. I hate to say too young. I think we say too young because we'll be there soon enough. Some of us. So even leading the charge, which I didn't.
It doesn't
realize
matter what order you put it in, dude.
I kind was kind of that way with it, because you know me, you know how I am. But anyways, yeah, and even before Arlie Ermey, on the 11th, Patrick McManus died.
Patrick F. McManus. Yep.
Patrick F. McManus.
Yes.
Fame Arthur, please. Then you can have the floor on this because I'm not as literary. I know of his work, but I don't know that I've ever read any of his stuff. But I know he's a big deal.
The Patrick F. McManus was a outdoor he wrote for Outdoor Life, Field and Stream, a few other outdoor type of magazines. Patrick F. McManus wrote these short, humorous stories, more or less based on his childhood growing up in Sandpoint, Idaho.
Yeah, and my uncle, my uncle had a shit ton of the collected volumes when I was a kid growing
He wrote
up.
a lot of books.
Yeah.
Yeah, a shit ton. He was born August 25th, 1933 in Sandpoint, Idaho. Might edit this or something.
Oh yeah. Like I said, it's just the quick going throughs here because we're already an hour in. So
Well, he wrote mostly about outdoor adventures with exaggerated humor of his kind of surreal outdoor adventures. It involved his semi-fictional characters, such as his friend Crazy Eddie Muldoon, his mentor Rancid Crabtree, Rich Sweeney, his dog Strange, and his sister the Troll. That's all she ever was in the books was the Troll.
actually nicknamed an ex-girlfriend that once. Funny how that works.
He's got kind of a dry wit, and he's often compared to Mark Twain in his writing style and humor and stuff.
Yeah.
As Patrick F. McManus is an author that has made me laugh so fucking hard that I've cried so many times. So many fucking times. It's ridiculous. Basically one of my favorite authors. When I was a kid, I stood in Walden Books, was in the Capitol Hill Mall. I stood in line to get one of my books autographed by him.
Oh, he did a signing there. Did he?
Yeah, this is way 1980s, dude.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
His first book came out in 1979,
Right.
and that was A Fine and Pleasant Misery was the name of that book. And then, fuck, dude, he wrote so many books. They Shoot Canoes, Don't They? Never Sniff a Gift Fish, The Grasshopper Trap.
See, and that's the two titles there. They Shoot Canoes and the Never Give a Gift Fish. Those two I do remember specifically because again, my uncle was very big on his stuff, on his work.
As a matter of fact, there's this guy does a one-man play, and he's been touring the country for 20 years doing this fucking thing. No idea. But he's got the shit on YouTube too.
Yeah.
But it's basically a one-man play that kind of he does Patrick F. McManus stories as like a play, and, and he just plays the character. And I was watching some of them, and man, they were like, it just brought up all the memories of reading Patrick McManus' stories and whatnot. And it was actually pretty great. I laughed my ass off at the little play things too.
Well, if he'd been doing that long, I'm sure Big Manus was getting a cut out of that, so it was probably all legit.
Oh yeah,
I would assume so. At least you would hope so.
Oh yeah.
Some of the other folks here, so we'll wrap this guy up here. Some of the other folks that ended up going off this past week. Like I said, it was just crazy. It was like doom, boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. So yeah, you had Arlie Ermey on the 15th. Harry Anderson the next day, April 16th. Harry Anderson. He was the guy who played Judge Harry Stone on Night Court.
Fucking love Night Court.
Everybody grew up on that. Between fucking, the lecherous John Larroquette character, the fucking Bull, Richard Mall's deal as Bull, and then I don't remember the old white bailiff very much, but fucking when Marsha Warfield came in as the fucking, the black, that was when that shit kicked into high gear too, and of course, perpetual celebrity guest on $20,000 Pyramid, old fucking Marky Post. She was on there fucking damn near every week. That was her side gig, I guess. But really his two big claims to fame was of course Night Court, and then he was also Richie in the ABC adaptation of It when that came out back in '90. With like him and John Ritter and Annette O'Toole and all that. Yeah. And he was Richie. He was the wisecracker of the guys in there. And then former First Lady Barbara Bush passed away at the age of 92 on April 17th. And Arlie Ermey, he had passed away from pneumonia complications. Harry Anderson had passed away from cardiac arrest in his sleep, and apparently he had already suffered a couple of strokes back in January. So he was kind of on the schneid there to begin with. And then Barbara Bush died from the COPD from all of her years of smoking. I guess she was a chain smoker up until like a certain point, but by that point the damage had already been done. Right. So there was that. And just real quick on Barbara Bush, and I just she is the last of the classy like the first ladies that you would say would be one of those unapproachable, like classy first ladies. Like that is a woman of fucking,
she wouldn't be in Playboy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look at the fucking. You look at okay the cycle of fucking presidential first ladies that we've had up to Barbara Bush. Nancy Reagan, I don't remember who fucking, blah, 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 but even Jackie Onassis, there was just a sense of class, dignity, character about him. There was just something else about him, right? And then we got Hillary.
See, I thought Obama's wife, Michelle, I thought she was kind of a classier first lady. She was... more so than comparatively speaking, whatever. She was classier than the rest. Some of them.
I will give credit where credit is due. Okay, I will say this about old Michelle Obama.
Michelle.
She didn't murder anybody.
Right.
She wasn't hiding like government secrets. She wasn't, trying to, subjugate everything to gain more power. I will say this. Okay. Changing the school lunch program to where it's all fucking fruit and twigs as opposed to can't eat a goddamn bologna sandwich at school anymore. Okay, I'll give credit where credit's due. If that's the worst thing that I can come up with about her, okay. and I'll also giving credit where credit's due. She had some pretty fucking outstanding guns. Like you could tell she was fucking like doing push-ups and curls because those fucking Michelle Obama's fucking arms were pretty goddamn impressive.
Right. I bet you, Obama was the man of the country. I bet you she was the man in the bed.
I guarantee say it again.
Come on, I want to be on top. Come on, Michelle, when's it going to be my turn?
Right.
I've never done an Obama impression. That probably did.
It was shitty enough.
It was shitty enough. It works for our show.
Licking good chicken.
It sounds like Forrest Gump doing an Obama impersonation.
Good Lord, where did you get that bruise on your... Oh, I had it coming.
I fell down and I hit a table.
Don't. But, like I say, I mean, between fucking...
With a dash of Morgan... Shitty
Morgan
Freeman.
The Barack Obama story starring shitty Morgan Freeman.
Shit.
God damn it, Michelle, no means no.
Ouch.
I'm now just having visions of him, just Michelle, total non-consensual, just.
Who's the bitch now, Mr. President?
Who was his vice president? I can't remember the idiot that was his vice president. It was oh Jesus.
I'm not into politics either, dude. Biden?
Yeah. Picture him coming in the office one day, and old Joe's like, what's the matter there, Barry? You're looking a little ragged there, Barry. What's going on?
Oh, I tell you, Joe, last night she was the man. And I was the bitch.
Oh, suck it up. You got a State of the Union address to attend to. Let's go.
Not right. Oh, no.
The country's doing well, but Mom, I'm walking funny. How did we go? How did we go from talking about how classy and statuesque and just the last
Because she had guns.
The last
it was the guns.
The last vestige of great first ladies to Barack Obama getting anally raped by Michelle and her fucking guns.
Yeah, because Michelle's rocking the gun show.
How many times did you do it? Yeah. Oh, and by the way, yeah, Bruno Sammartino also died.
I don't know.
On April 18th.
Musician or something, right?
No, he's really like the last... Back when wrestling champions actually meant something... title reigns, weren't switched like every other fucking day. The belt wasn't being passed around. You had a champion, and he was like your stalwart guy. Now, this is back in the territory days. And so when the WWF, 3 Ws, WF, was just the Northeast Territory, Sammartino was their champion from like 1963 to 1971. And then held the belt a second time from 73 to 77. So, I mean, 2 title reigns that ran for almost 15 years.
Wow.
Unbroken. I mean, they would bring guys in or he would travel out, but wouldn't fucking lose the belt. And like I said, this is back in the days when like having a champion actually meant something. And it wasn't just, flavor of the week who we're going to put in there. Shit was thought out, planned out. And he was like, during the 60s and 70s, he was the man for the WWF in that area. And when he retired, he had a falling out with the McMahons, and he was very vocal about like not liking the way that the business was going, particularly with its use of steroids in the 80s. And Hal McMahon Jr., the Vince McMahon that we know today, was turning it into a fucking cartoon show business type thing. And I mean, so he saw what, how shit was being, played out. Eventually, they made amends and he was able to get into the WWE Hall of Fame and all that shit. But like I said, he was like, I'm not going to say he was like the greatest champion they ever had, because obviously Hogan and Steve Austin and The Rock made way more fucking money for the company. But he was like the last true champion, if you know what I'm saying. If you know what I'm saying on that. So it's kind of a big deal there. And then finally, now I'm not a fan of house music or trance music or electronica or any of that type of stuff. I'll listen to it if something catches my eye, or if I have to do a gun show parody mix or something like that. But a lot of people I was hitting up on the Facebook. DJ Avicii, age 28, also passed away today on Friday the 20th. Apparently he's a big deal. Had himself a lot of mixes and crossovers with their various people. I think the biggest name he'd worked with was Madonna. But still, I mean, even at 28, to be able to work with Madonna, that's pretty impressive, I guess, for that. Didn't really say what he had passed away from. He had retired off the road like 2 years ago because of various health issues. And a lot of them, those health issues were based on partying and drinking and massive anxiety and panic attacks and pancreatitis and all this type of shit. So I think basically what it amounts to is he partied himself to death. Nothing official has come out. What I'm saying is speculation. So, all 5 of you that listen to the show, don't take my shit as the gospel. Nothing has actually come out saying what did it yet. But from the sounds of it, I mean, he retired.
Partied like a rock star.
Yeah. Party like a DJ, yo. But yeah, I mean, just a fucking an insane week of death. And had we played the Deadpool this year, I was kind of toying with the idea, but obviously we're almost halfway through the fucking year now.
I would never called Arlie Ermy because he did not have my permission to die.
No, especially from fucking pneumonia.
Right.
You got the sniffles, soldier. What the hell? Kick that ass. But that's all right. That's all right. It's time for someone to get up there and straighten heaven out a little bit. I hope when I die, if there is a heaven and hell. I mean, I already know I'm going to hell. But if by some fluke chance, writer in the clause, some way I can sneak into heaven, I truly hope that if not taking St. Pete's place, but maybe being like a side guy, that he's the one that welcomes you into the pearly gates.
Well, you just got to pick Christianity, dude. It's got the easy way in. Bam. It don't matter.
Well, it depends. It depends on which.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
No.
It depends on the denomination of Christianity.
No, just Christianity. If you
accept the Lord Jesus Christ as your Savior,
yep,
you're in.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah.
See, there you go. And just pick the easiest one to get in. If you're gonna pick, I mean, there's like thousands.
Yeah, and that's why I don't support none of them. I just believe in don't be a douchebag.
Don't be a douchebag.
Don't be a douchebag.
Right.
Be nice, be helpful. And that's probably where part of my problem is that I'm just fucking not a very nice person. I tend to be very grumpy. I'm polite and well mannered, but by and large, grumpy.
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe I'll just have a nice place in purgatory.
That's what Arlie Ermy's going to be in charge of, is purgatory.
Purgatory. Settle down. You're in limbo, Private. Just sit on the couch and twiddle your thumbs. That's what you get. You're in infinite timeout.
Almost forgot about Arlie Ermy. He is the only person in U.S. military history to be promoted after retirement.
Yeah, I saw that on the Wikipedia. Honorary gunnery sergeant. Because he was like a staff sergeant at the time of his retirement, I believe.
Yeah, he was promoted to gunnery sergeant. Yeah.
Goddamn rights. Hoorah, good sir. Hoorah.
Right?
I can, I can say that because while I didn't serve in the military, I have the utmost respect of all of the classes within the military. I do lean towards Marines, more towards Marines because my father, 2 tours in Nam as a United States Marine Corps.
Right.
I asked him once, I said, so what was your promotion up to? And he's like, well, sergeant. I says, really? He says, yeah, a couple different times. I says, couple different times. Well, like father, like son, apparently he liked to get himself in a little bit of, get his hand slapped every so often for various shenanigans. So he was made sergeant several different times.
Oh, no. That's brilliant.
Well, that's my paw.
That's my paw, right?
All right, well, let's go ahead here.
Go ahead,
We'll,
where?
take ourselves a little break. We'll come
A.
back with some Reddit fun.
Shit.
With Beer
Okay.
Tay. We'll come up with something. It's a Quad M show, kids. Stay tuned.
In a city where corruption rules the streets, only one man can stop the serial killer known as the Blood Bandit. James Kurt, a former police officer turned private investigator, must race against the clock to stop the madman before he achieves his ultimate diabolical goal. When JK's brother Alex is thought killed in the line of duty and mysteriously returns with no memory of his past life, the stakes are raised even higher. Enigma, the comic book series from Quad M Productions, written and illustrated by TJ Damon, with colors and effects by Jason Vickers. Enigma. Order your copy at quadmproductions.com today.
You're listening to the Quad M Show. Segment 3.
Welcome back to the third and final segment of this here Quad M show. Again, we're your hosts. I am TJ.
And Jason.
Boy, oh boy, really great work, bitches.
And this segment is brought to you in part by DeeplyDapper.com. Now, you've heard us go on and on about all the sweet merch you can pick up over at DeeplyDapper.com. Original art prints and books, vinyl wrapped metal flasks, custom key hangers and light switch plates, as well as those handmade soaps, all based on your favorite nerd world pop culture properties. Yeah, I don't. Dramatic pause. I don't know. But you know what? There is so much more. Get on over there, deeplydapper.com today. Check out all the podcasts that they got going on over there with the 3D Podcasket, as well as the Robot Kraken. You know, he's back, he's recording, he's doing the thing, and he's fucking out there doing shows. I was so blessed and happy to be able to see him in Portland this past weekend. And then, here again, we'll be working the Boise show together. So, it'll be nice to run into him then again. He's a good guy. Get on out there. What in the hell are you waiting for? DeeplyDapper.com. Again, that is Deeply Dapper. Better living through tentacles. Dramatic pause?
Dramatic pause.
Oh, fuck. I'll say it then. Tentacles. But yeah, no, like I said, it was... No shit. You sound like you...
There's too much noise.
I guess.
Fuck it. Tentacles.
You want to try it one more time?
Nope.
Oh, you know what doesn't require a second take?
Reddit.
Reddit fun with Jason.
Reddit fun with Jason.
Easy. All we got to do is read.
Oh my, oh my.
Well,
what does the Reddit hive mind, God damn, it's been 2 weeks and already I'm flubbing up everything. Jesus Christ. What does the hive mind have in store for us this week, good sir?
The board came up with a good one. Reddit, what is a really inappropriate question you've always wanted to ask? So, this one might be funny, or we might learn something.
Or we'll just feel bad about ourselves afterwards.
All right.
I'll start off by saying I don't really have one because I will just ask the inappropriate questions.
Yeah, you just Google it.
Well, no, I mean, I'll ask like the person, as we go through, I will say, I would ask that because, but it comes from an innocent place.
Yeah, bless your heart.
Bless your little pea-picking heart.
All right.
So let's start off. What do we got?
B. Wilson 531. How do blind people know where Braille signs are?
Which that's actually a very good question.
Cephia says, it's actually pretty regulated. The signs should be in the center of the door or directly to the right of the doorway. The Braille is on the bottom center of the signs.
There you go. See, I'm sure they learn and teach all that in the classes, you know, when they're teaching the stuff, yeah.
J. Gross 12. Why don't humans have a mating season?
It's like pro wrestling. There is no off season.
There is no off season.
Game on, baby.
Basically, year-round availability of food and resources.
And booze.
Says Ancilla in 1998. Other animals' fertile periods coincide with optimal times of the year to raise offspring. Apes generally live in areas where food is available year-round.
Oh, wow. So people are actually given, like, true, honest, actual, you know, shoot answers to these questions.
Yep, you're disappointed.
That's all right. I'll give the smart. Fine, I'll do my part and give the smart ass response.
And laugh at the names. Like, dead missionary.
Yep.
Deaf people. Have you ever used something with audio and didn't realize there was a sound until halfway through? Cough, cough. Porno, cough.
I know I'm chewing the food twice when I say this, but goddamn it, it's a fucking deaf dude on a subway thinking he's sneaking porn on his phone, trying to be hush hush, and everyone around him knows because this shit's on full blast.
The top response is by Guy Grabos, 25. My old manager's wife used to volunteer with deaf kids. She was at a science fair helping one of the older kids out, 17, I think. He farted, and then my manager's wife assigned something silly to him about farting. When she did so, he got frantic and was signing so fast that she almost missed what he was saying.
Screaming his damn hands off.
He asked her how on earth he knew it was him who farted. He assumed she smelled it. She told him that it was a pretty loud one. He then signs, "You can hear farts?"
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
It's so awesome. Oh my God.
Sad Texan man says, so when it comes to people with Down syndrome, are there hierarchies of how affected by it they are?
My name is Travis, and the Moose Star.
Are the higher functioning people aware of the fact they're higher functioning than others? If so, do they look down on the lower functioning people?
I could say something, but I'm not going to on that end of it. But on the serious spectrum, I honestly do think, because there was a gal that I was dating and her sister had Down syndrome. And it was one of those things where, like, she wanted to, like, go out for a drink. And I'm looking at my girlfriend going, can they? Are they allowed to? I mean, she's like, well, of course she can drink. She's over 21. And I'm like, well, does it like affect her meds or anything? And she looks at me like I was the dip, like I'm a complete, like literally, like I got steaming turds hanging out of my mouth. And she's like, it's a neurological disease. They don't take pills for Down syndrome. I'm like, I don't know these things. But because it's a
because it was coming from a place of innocence.
Because it was, yes, bless my little heart. Let's make that a shirt too.
What?
It comes from a place of innocence, or something like that. I ask from a place of innocence. I don't know. I'll figure something out for this one. I'll figure out something out for that one. But no, and being, I guess it's a neurological thing. I would assume that yes, there is higher functioning versus, lower functioning. I mean, I don't want to say full blown Down syndrome. You either got it or you don't. But I would assume there are varying degrees of I don't know, what would you call it in
disabilities?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say intensity, not the. Yeah. there's no way to sound good talking about
So-
it. Fuck it.
Antian Course is going to save you.
Good.
He says, I used to work with groups of people with different disabilities, taking them out on day trips and shit. Think cerebral palsy and Down syndrome, you name it. I just want to say that some of them are super aware and some are fucking hilarious too. I've been driving the bus when a fight broke out and one of them with cerebral palsy would go, yeah, well, at least I'm not retarded. And the guy with Down syndrome's responded, but you're a fucking spastic. I started saying, hey guys, you can't say that, but then stopped myself because, well, they're both right, and if anyone can say it, they could.
All I'm hearing is fucking carpet. Cripple fight!
Right? What's that movie with is it Knoxville or whatever?
The Ringer?
The Ringer.
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, Uncle Benzine wants to know, how do I cut the hair around my anus? Edit. Should have used a throwaway, for fuck's sake. Director 0772 with nerves of steel and precision.
I was going to say, just, a set of clippers and patience.
And that's all we're going to do. I'm just going to read the top comment and then stop.
Yeah.
Pismo Beach disaster. I don't know how inappropriate this is, but I've never met anyone who works in a morgue. If you die with a tampon in, do they leave it in or take it out?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Are there graves all over filled with bones and tampons?
Oh, my God. What the fuck? Okay. Now, there's
You're okay, just stop.
Okay.
And Sharon 9114 says, I work for the medical examiner's office. We take it out as part of our autopsy. Anything that is easily removable, like tampons, dildos, medical equipment,
dildos,
gets logged and placed into a bio-waste bin.
I love the hierarchy. Tampons, dildos, and then medical equipment.
Kylo Ren should be saying that.
that begs the follow-up question. How many people have fucking come in there with a dildo in them that have fucking died at the time?
Probably more than you really want to know about.
enough that it ranked number 2 on the list, apparently.
Well, the guy responded to that. Says, the fact that dildos comes before medical equipment makes me think that this happens more than I previously thought.
Thank you, sir.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I don't think so. Winner, winner, sheen dinner.
That's right. The Quad M Show, stating the obvious.
All right. McCarran, if future archaeologists exhume the corpse of a woman with breast implants, will there be 2 silicone lumps resting on top of her rib cage?
Oh, like if time would eat away at the silicone, or if they would stay like there for I don't know what the Yeah, that's actually an interesting question. And really, I mean, any type of an implant like that,
Inner devices. This is from W. Ludwig, says, taken from the second article, Perry X2390, posted. Inert devices such as breast implants and replacement hips tend not to be removed after death, largely because there's no compelling reason to do so and they pose little threat to the environment. So it is likely that the archaeologists of the future centuries will uncover peculiar objects in the graves of millennial dead, silicone bags, plastic teeth, and sculpted metal bones. So, when they do, basically it's not going to be something unusual enough to...
Well, yeah, I mean, we've kept better records, than, trying to decipher hieroglyphics or try to figure out what was going on way back when, because of the internet and the information age and how literally everything can fucking be out there. I don't think archaeologists in the future are going to have that much mystery to unravel.
Our archaeologists of the future are going to be, I think one of them we're going to have a new type of archaeologist in the future, a digital archaeologist.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the amount of stuff that like just our little, just in the past 10, 20 years or so that we've been spewing out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, and forgive me for using Metal Gear as a fucking point of reference on this, but that was something that was brought up in Metal Gear Solid 2, was the fact that data now, especially with the internet, there's no filter. There's no context for a lot of the shit out there. It's just the information superhighway. There's so much shit out there, and it's not censored and it's not withheld, and there's it's not streamlined. So it's just out there.
It's basic. It's our free speech, kind of. You know.
Well, yeah. You know, and there's no restraint level on it or anything along those lines. So people 1,000 years from now, if there's a way for them to be able to access that information, I'm assuming there would be, but you never know. You know, as when people would sit there and think that vinyl records are the only way that people will have access to musical information. Well, then came the cassette tape, then came the CD, then came digital. You know, eventually something is going to replace that digital.
Right.
Evolution dictates that.
Indeed.
And I buy it. It's weird that fucking question is bringing up this whole other fucking sidebar. But no, I mean, you bring up an interesting point. You know, all of the physical stuff that's going on now, I don't think there's going to be, because the records are there and kept, I don't think that's going to be the fucking mystery. It's going to be deciphering the fucking crackpot conspiracy theorists versus biased media coverage versus what really happened in that time frame.
Right.
I think that's way more interesting than will fucking, you know, fake titties out. what do they do with fake titties when we die?
I don't know. Yeah, he's right. The archaeologists are going to be it's not going to be anything they're going to worry about. Even our archaeologists right now have
Yeah, you get the go-to. They know what they're looking for. They've seen shit before, and I was okay. You know, I mean, granted, we're not going to fucking have Cleopatra dug up with fake titties like they do now, but like I said, it's all context. It's all, you know, it's all about that. We got any more questions on there, good sir?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah!
Well, okay. Planetary Genocide says, is it possible to fart while receiving anal sex? And if so, what does it feel like for the party doing the fucking?
Suffice it to say that I've never had that be an issue.
Well, Comrades Against Women says, absolutely. It's a bit embarrassing and awkward, but both parties get over it quickly if they're not childish. I mean, it's anal. You got to be prepared for accidents like these.
Yeah, there's, like I could say, I can agree with that. Be prepared for accidents. Sometimes maybe you might strike oil.
No!
Flying Circus Ones.
Sorry.
Do women cricketers all wear a protector? And how much does it hurt when you get hit there?
Cricketer. Oh, like getting, like, the game.
Cricket,
The game
yeah.
cricket. Okay, all right. And does it hurt if you get a cricket ball in the female hoo-ha? I would assume, because all I fucking hear about women.
Well, the question is, do women cricketers wear a protector?
I would assume so. Because from what I've heard, getting hit there hurts them just as much as it does a dude. Just in a different way.
No one's answering. It's just a bunch of women talking about how hard they've got kicked in the box. And it's making me squirm. Maybe edit that one out.
Oh no, I'm keeping that one in. You know, just all I'm seeing is women getting kicked in the box. I mean, I got to keep that.
Well, this might be the ender right here.
Okay. Final question.
Bye Bye Flutter Pie says, how do obese 600-pound people give birth? And how do they have sex? Do they just go doggy style?
Ew. This is how we're closing out the show this week, huh? Ew. I've heard reports though of morbidly obese women that just drop a kid and didn't even know they were pregnant to begin with. Now, whether that's fucking, UK Daily News, Inquirer type stuff, I don't know, but I've heard of that happening. But how they got pregnant in the first place, I have no idea.
See, I gotta while you're rambling over there, I gotta sort through this and try and find the answer.
So are you saying continue rambling about how gross?
So, Irish Trash Panda says 600-pound people rarely get pregnant. Your fertility is severely affected by obesity, and 99% of women's hormones are so badly affected by being that obese that they don't have periods. No periods, no babies. On all fours or on a squat position is probably the easiest to give birth. C-section might be a problem if it was needed for an emergency, so if it's needed, the baby might die. I mean, there are very few 600-pound people. That's quite extreme. Would you mean more 300-pound people, big but still able to walk? 600 is definitely bedbound. As for sex, yeah, doggy, etc. I know, I wish I didn't. From some threads that are for very obese people and feeders that they like fucking the folds.
Oh, dear God in heaven.
Joe, man, that's the nastiest thing.
And this is how we're ending the show this week.
Or we could go with mildly retarded goat says, what do blind dudes beat off to?
Okay, yeah, that's... I think we're done. I think we're done here, don't you?
Oh, no. Oh! See how good your memory is. Do you remember this fella? Gallows Humor.
Gallows Humor. Oh, fuck. Where do I remember him from?
He's been on a few Reddit threads we've gone through.
Oh, I'm sure he has.
That's what I'm just saying.
Okay,
it's a name we recognize.
Yeah,
from
no,
Reddit
I recognize
threads.
the name, yeah.
Describe porn as a category on Pornhub. He had a good laugh watching it with some friends. Starts off she is wearing a blue top with a knee-length black skirt, tights, and black flats. She is sitting with her legs crossed nervously. Then out of the blue, she goes to town on his massive cock. Good shit.
Next question.
Edit.
So,
Wait.
okay.
Edit. Blind people don't know what colors are.
Thank you.
I've received that message loud and clear, guys. Edit 2. Many blind people used to be able to see and thus know what colors are. Anything else you guys want to tell us 14 times? That's how we're ending right there.
That's how we end a show. That's how we end a show.
With edits.
14 times, you bastards.
Oh. Yep.
All right. Well, as we whittle down and get this show off to closing here, good sir, do you have any picks for the week this week?
You know what I did?
What did you did?
That you actually told me to do? I checked out Lost in Space on Netflix.
I did not get the chance to watch, and I'm going to do it this week so we can review it next week.
Okay.
It is worth the while. Give us a taste. Just don't go full bore. Just a taste. Just a taste. Is it worth the watch?
It is really, really, really well done. Okay.
Okay.
Except in one area, it is a piece of shit.
Okay. All right. And I'll try to. It's true. Knowing you the way I know you, I will figure out where that nugget is.
Okay.
Did you watch all 10 episodes?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So yes. So that's my homework for this week because it was just such a fucking crazy post-show week. I did not get the chance to tune in that I was going to. So we will do the full review next week.
One thing I will say, it's not too much of a spoiler, but the robot is pretty fucking cool. I dig the way they did the robot.
Everything I've seen with it, it appears to be pretty goddamn badass. So
It looks pretty cool, yeah.
So yeah, we will do full spoiler laden spoiler-laden review next week on
Indeed.
it. That's my homework that's my homework. And we will cover Lost in Space next week. My pick for the week this week, I'm going to be ordering, because I found varying prices on this, the body, what do they call it? Body Kun or Body Kun. It's Kun. Posable. They're like maquette posable figures, but I mean the articulation on these things is just crazy and outstanding.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And-
I've wanted one of those and stuff. Those are neat.
I want to get the male and the female versions. And holy shit, you get like they got the 30-piece DX kit that comes with like 15 different fucking hand. You can swap out the hands. So you've got, gripped, pointing finger, waving finger, dramatic hand, all that type of shit. The fucking shoulders, I was watching a review. Again, I want to review and see how good these actually are before I, put the money towards it. But like, not only does the shoulder joint move up and down in this way, but it also rotates. It's on a ball pin, so it actually, you can get pretty damn
like
realistic.
how some of the old action figures used to be way back when.
No, I'm talking more modern action figures. Like they're even more articulated than those Marvel Legends figures that I was collecting for a while there. I mean, these are, like I said, you've got your bicep swivel GI Joe action swivel thing there, but like the elbows are double jointed. So you can actually pose them enough to
actually put like a hand up to their head and stuff like that.
And I mean, they come with various accessories. You got like a laptop computer, a tablet, a flip phone, a standard phone, a katana sword, a gun. And, so it comes with various accessories in there as well. I want to pick these up so that way I can use them as model references for drawing, for Enigma.
What are they called?
Body, and it's Kun. Kun or Kun, I'm not sure how that part is pronounced.
Body, Kun?
Yes.
One word or two?
2 words, and do Body Kun models.
Got them.
And I've seen varying price points anywhere from like $20.
I've never seen these before, dude.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard of like articulated ones, but holy sh.
Oh yeah, no, the articulation on these things is crazy. The only limitation that I've seen thus far with them is that sideways the leg will not fully come out 90 degrees. Oh, wow. But if that's the only limitation you've got on them, and they come with
these are fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah, and they come with stands.
Yeah.
And the stands, it's got one that, it's got attachments on the stands.
Whoa. Okay. It's got, she's sitting down like on her knees.
Yeah, these things are full articulation. Like I said, the knees and the elbows are double jointed, so you can get like full kneel position, kneel crouch. I mean, like, I can use these as excellent, points of reference in drawing.
I wouldn't mind some of these too. I mean, like, look at that. Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
Yeah, and but I plan on getting the 30-piece. Deluxe, because you can get them with just the figure, but I want to get the 30-piece, and I've seen varying prices on them anywhere from $20 to $50. So I don't know what the actual retail is, but if I can get, a couple of those 30s, if I can get a couple of those 30-piece kits for the $20 a pop, I'm going that route. But that's my pick for the week this week is those Body Kun, however they're pronounced, but those articulated models.
Models for artists. Bodycoon.com. BODYKUN.com.
.com, kids. All right. Well, good sir. Do we have anything left to pimp, promote, propagate, or pander this week?
Nope.
Well, that will wrap it up for this week's episode of the Quad M Show. As always, kids, don't forget, subscribe to us on any of your podcasting catchers like iTunes, Stitcher, Pod Addict, or wherever it may be. Also, make sure like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and follow us on the Instagram. All of that type of stuff means a hell of a lot to us, and it helps us out greatly. So until next week, kids, this is TJ.
And Jason.
And we will see you all later, gang. Take care.
You've been listening to the Quad M Show. Copyright 2018. Quad M Productions. If you have any comments, questions, queries, quibbles, or concerns, email us at quadmcomics@gmail.com or find us on Twitter at quadmcomics.
Dash for the door, late for school. Maybe so, but you're no fool. Make a quick fast, it's a breakfast. Only fast, fast, yeah, quick fast. A piece of toast and one of these. Some peanut butter or a slice of cheese. Milk or juice to wash it down. It's a fast, fast, quick, fastest breakfast in town. Quick fast.
No time for breakfast? Have a quick fast. Another